How you doing? Here are the top 8 best champion for Gliss Incursion Cosmic Skill and Tech only. So I was gonna post this for week 2, but I understand not a lot of people have all the champions in the game, obviously. So they're limited to the champions they can use when it comes to Glitch Incursion. That's why I decided to show you guys this now for Cosmic Skill and Tech only. So just in case you missed it, this is for the Mutant, Science, and Mystic only. So why do you need to use Mutant, Science, or Mystic only for this week? Let me just show you why. So because of the film realm, as you can see here, defeat 30 opponents in Glitch Incursion with a Mystic, Mutant, or Science champion. This is for week 1. So that's why you want to use those champions. So just in case you missed the video that I posted, here it is. So all I can say is just use Mr. Sinister. He is the king of incursions. But I do want to point out something. So I do want to point out something, Every time, well not every time, a lot of times when I go to incursions, people are always asking me, are you using mode? I'm just going to tell you I'm not using mode, okay? I don't know. I just get accused of this all the time. Is because when people see people using Silk and Surfing, and they think like when they use Mr. Sinister or Angela, they think you're using mods or something. When not to be blunt, or to be blunt really, is people are just ignorant. I mean, that sounds mean, but that's just me being honest, because when it comes to incursions, Mr. Sinister and Angela is just far superior than Silk and Surfing in incursion. There's just without a doubt, and just some people are ignorant, and people would accuse you of cheating because you're using somebody else that's not Silk or Surfing, you know. So somebody else, another person asked, or the same person asked, how do you beat robots? Okay, so I will have a separate video when it comes to Mr. Sinister. Um, how I beat robots. I've talked about this in the past, but I will have a separate video when it comes to Mr. Sinister in English incursions, which hacks to use and how to use them. How to use them. So as you can see, when it comes to Mr. Sinister, this is my free-to-play account. I'm already at zone 31. I'm just gonna show you my hacks. Why not? Okay. Okay. So if you're wondering why do I have Odin synergy, because of the free fight. I didn't realize it until like zone 29 or something, maybe zone 30, that I was like, I didn't have the Odin free fights on me, because once your opponent has like over 200,000 attack, they're doing so much damage on the block. So you really want to have that Odin synergy with you, or Odin free fights with you, because you're gonna be like KO without it. It's gonna be because there's just too much damage on the block when it comes to your opponents, because their attack is so high. After you put the Odin free fights on whoever champions you're gonna use, in this case Mr. Sinister, then put back Heimdall for your synergy. Keep that in mind. And you only need a 3-star, and Heimdall, you don't even need a 7 or 6-star Heimdall. So 3-star and above Heimdall is gonna work enough for his synergy. Keep that in mind. So just to let you know, I only used Mr. Sinister to get to zone 31. Okay, I didn't use anybody else besides the first fight where I used Apocalypse to make Mr. Sinister a horseman. That's about it. What is it? 90 fights. I used only Mr. Sinister, basically. Okay, like I mentioned before in the past, Mr. Sinister can solo every fight. I will have a separate video which hacks you want to use for him. So here's for this week 1. Just to keep it simple, just use Mr. Sinister. The end. And keep in mind, as you saw earlier, I was using a 6-star, okay? You don't need a 7-star Mr. Sinister. So here we go. For this is for the second week, the Cosmic Skill Tech only. So a lot of people have been asking this question, and I see it in the comments, a lot of comments. why do we have to do it twice when it comes to incursions? Okay, why can't it just be one time? And I personally would rather have that when it comes to incursion, like just once, like instead of zone 25 for all the rewards, why can't they just make it like towards the zone 50? Okay, and just be a one-time event for 2 weeks instead. This is the reason why. Okay, why you're wondering why they don't want to do that. So this is zone 90, so you don't have to go that far if you don't want to. Okay, but if it was just zone 50, um, you're gonna be facing opponents with around 10 million, if not more health. Okay, this is Angela. Okay, just keep in mind, when it comes to MCOC incursions, it took him less than 4 minutes to fight three opponents with over 22 million health. Okay, look at this. This is the second one. This is the first fight. Okay, over 23 million health opponent. It took him less than 4 minutes. That is mind boggling. Okay, that is mind boggling. Okay, most champions in this game could not take 4 minutes to or less than 4 minutes to take to clear zone 15 in glitch incursion. And Angela, as a 7-star rank 3, by the way, unboosted, facing three opponents with over 23 million health, did it in less than 4 minutes. Okay, that's and so the reason why, that's one of the, so what's the point that you're trying to make? Well, the point of trying to make is the opponent's health is just so high. As you can see here, this opponent has over 23 million health. If so zone 50 would be around 10 million health. It would take, for a lot of people, I think, is like, let's say 8 hours to clear zone 50. Okay, for a lot of people that's a lot, even for just 2 weeks of game, 2 week event. And a lot of people as well, they just want to get it over as soon as possible. So they will sit down for 8 hours if they're not using Angela to complete it. Okay, I know there are people just like that. They have to get it done. An event comes out, they have to get it done as soon as possible. Okay, so you don't have to do that. That's not what I'm doing either. But that's why Kabam didn't want to increase the reward to zone 50 and make it a one-time event. And not only that, it really doesn't make sense. It would just, they would have to nerf the Odin synergy with Angela and Hela, because Angela especially is just so broken with hacks in incursions. They even nerf hacks for Angela specific for her, and she is still by far the best champion in incursion. Okay, by a million miles. By, you know what I mean. So when it comes to incursion, Angela is just far superior than anybody in this list. You can see Angela and Hela, to be more precise, but you can see how I worded it, right? Because they're so far better than any champion in this list. I do want to say, if you're only going to zone 25 or even just zone 15, you can make an argument for the top 5 to be interchangeable. So here, the hacks. So Okoye is, what is that? Number 8 on the list. Okay, so what do you want to use for Okoye? Right here. So I will be going kind of fast. So if you want to pause the video, that's good. Hemostatic charge really comes handy for Okoye, but keep in mind that hack is useless if they're bleed immune. And there are a lot of robots for this glitch incursion, especially if you're only going to zone 15. Like more than half, I think, are the bosses are robots. So keep that in mind, because they're also bleed immune. So these are the hacks: hemostatic charge, second chance, fury burst, toxic siphon. So those are, I would say, guaranteed hacks you want to get. So you're pretty much, basically, if you don't understand what this means, is you're guaranteed 4 hacks to have, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 hacks that you're going to get. You could get them, you might not get them, but at least you're gonna get at least guaranteed to have 4 hacks. So the first 4 hacks you really want to have with Okoye is hemostatic charge, second chance. Second chance is pretty much every champion on the list. Okay, every time you're gonna do glitch incursion, just pick second chance. Fury Burst, Toxic Siphon. Toxic Siphon is really a must. It will help her regen a lot with hemostatic charge. Okay, and you want her really. I like her to be immunity poison and bleed because that will help her counter a lot of fights like Biohazard. What else? That will make her damage mastery friendly. That will make her counter abomination as well. So fights you want to avoid with Okoye is bleed immune champions. So number 7 on the list is Hulkling. Unfortunately, Hulkling has been nerfed. Scam! So they just announced it, I think, this week that Hulkling was nerfed. Like, they knew this since October, I believe. That's what they're saying. They knew Hulkling was nerfed since October, and of course they couldn't said that. They had to say it now, 3 months later, because they didn't want to say it before the banquet started. Imagine how people would feel knowing that Hulkling has been nerfed. Cause scam, when it comes to Incursion, I really, this is my favorite mode. Obviously, if you follow my channel, you know that I'm willing to spend money when it comes to Incursion. I'm willing to use all my units when it comes to Incursions, but when stuff like this happens, it really kind of just makes you sad, and really why I don't spend in this game for over a year now. Okay, but Hoagling, I still think he's going to be a good option. You really want to have second chance with Hoagling. That's very valuable to him, especially later rounds when you're like getting hit. When you have second chance, you're going to regen a lot of health back when your opponent's attack is really high. Common hack, special refund, it's not guaranteed, but it's a must to have with Hoagling. And plus 50% stun duration is pretty much a must for every champion that you're going to use for glitch incursion. So these are the hacks. So the guaranteed hacks I would recommend: second chance, buff cornucopia, fury burst, rage in combat. And you might get these hacks, maybe not. Pyrokinetics, mutually assured destruction, keep it going, strategic movement. Fights you want to avoid with Hoagling is obviously Tyranny and Biohazard, because he is a hero, and Tyranny, that means he's not going to gain any power, and he's not also bleed immune. So that's gonna be a big issue for Hoagling. So those are the fights you want to avoid. So Venom the Duck is number 6 on the list. So I just saw Seaton use Venom the Duck, so he's also good. And I'm gonna actually go in game to show you like how I would use Venom the Duck, which team I would use with Venom the Duck. So these are the hacks you would use with Venom the Duck. Boss hacks, these are the, I would say, guaranteed hacks you really want to use with him. Second chance, regenerative front, buff cornucopia, pyrokinetics, plus 50% stun duration is like really valuable, especially with regeneration front and having pyrokinetics, because you could do a medium that will inflict a regenerative front, and that will also get you the pyrokinetics as well. Okay, and it's gonna do a lot of damage. If you can medium, and then then medium, light, medium, the 7-hit combo with Venom the Duck. So those are your 4 hacks that you really want to have. And then the ones that you might get, but if you can get, that would be great, is Fury Burst, immunity to poison and bleed. So for that, that's gonna make him more damage mastery friendly. Especially same thing with Okoye. I believe I do have it for Okoye too. That will make her damage mastery friendly and counter some nodes and champions as well. So when it comes to Venom the Duck, having that immunity to poison and bleed, that will help him counter Biohazard, Abomination. And when it comes to fights you want to avoid with Venom the Duck, is Black Widow Clairvoyant. Okay, obviously because she's Mystic, she's bleed immune, she just takes all your buffs away. So you want to avoid Black Widow Clairvoyant if you're using Venom the Duck. Immunity to poison and bleed, is it necessary? Not really. As you can see, it's not in the most important hacks to have with him. But I'm going to show you what team I would use with him. But let me just go with the next one first. Okay, the next one is Scream. Okay, Scream is just designed for Incursion, because not only like the champion doesn't have to be bleed immune, but it just benefits her more if the champion is bleed immune in Incursion because of the hacks that you can use with her. So these are the hacks you want to use with Scream. She is what, number 5 on the, what is it? So number 6 on the list, I mean, is Scream. Okay, so these are the hacks you want to use with her. Second Chance is a must pretty much with any champion. Fury Burst, Toxic Siphon, and Hemostatic Charge. Those are the hacks you want to have, and those are going to be guaranteed. If you can get Tidal Combat, Pyrokinetics, Buff Cornucopia, Racing to Combat, those are also will help her. Fights you want to avoid is Abomination. And Doctor Strange is not a good fight for her as well because she's just going to remove all your buffs. And Black Widow Clairvoyant is the worst fight for her. Okay, and Abomination too, I think, but Black Widow Clairvoyant, she's bleed immune. She just takes away all your buffs as well. But when it comes to Abomination, that's why I don't have immunity to poison here and bleed, because like if you have pretty much no synergy, you can get really far with Scream. Same thing with Venom the Duck. So let's go in game. So how I would use that. As you can see here, I do have Scream at max sig, but this is my pay to win account. I mean, my free to play account. This is my free to play account, and I also have Namor at max sig as a rank 5 6-star. So I will be using them for the next week, and I can't really go to Incursion right now. Obviously, as you can see earlier, I'm currently doing Incursion, so I'm still stuck in Incursion, as you can see. But let's go to my pay to win account. So when it comes to Scream and Venom the Duck, they actually work very well when it comes to their hack. Unfortunately, I do have Venom the Duck at rank 5 ascended 6-star, but when it comes to Scream, I only have her ascended as a 5-star, as you can see. So I will not be doing this method, but if you have a 6-star rank 5, I would probably go with Scream as well. But since she's a 5-star here, I won't be using Scream. Okay, you can obviously just do this as well with, you can just go full Venom mode, really, or Venom the Duck mode, especially if you have that, what is that relic that inflicts a lot of bleed with Venom the Duck. I don't know if it's, no, it's not the Venom relic, I think it's Venom the Duck relic. He has a special relic for himself. I don't know if you need to be a 7-star, because I do think it is a 7-star relic, so that might not work. So never mind, forget what I said about that. So no, where's Nolet? So you can go with this team. No, just go full what do you call this? Full Venom mode if you want. I might even just try to attempt that for fun, just in case. Just full Venom mode, okay? Because with Second Chance you get 7-second indestructibility. With Heimdall synergy as well, you get the 2 seconds indestructibility and unstoppable. And then with what do you call this? With no, you get 10-second indestructible. So if you have Second Chance and this team, you're going to be indestructible for 19 seconds. So and he can do a lot of damage depending how far you go in Incursions, how high a rank you're using. Okay, you can get fights done a lot in 19 seconds. Okay, it's probably gonna be like, plus if you're like 100% health, it's really hard for you not to beat fights in like less than with this synergy. Okay, with Second Chance with Venom the Duck, you can take away you can also go with what do you call that, Scream, if you have a high rank Scream. Unfortunately, this is with my pay to win account, I don't have a high rank Scream. I would rather use Heimdall instead of 5-star Scream instead. And then firstly, for me, in my free to play account, I'm just gonna use Namor. So I do have Namor here. Let's see, but he's not a high rank. So in this account, I will not on my free to play account, this is probably my team right here. Okay, this is gonna be my team in my free to play account. So Namor works really well as well with Scream's hacks. Keep that in mind. So if you have a high Venom the Duck, like a 7-star rank 4 Venom the Duck, you're just like with no synergy, second chance, or even Heimdall, you're just gonna like go. You won't have an issue with if you're, especially if you're only going to zone 15. Your opponents are like less than 2 million health. It's like it's not gonna matter. You know, you're gonna get it done, no problem. It shouldn't be a problem. But again, you want to avoid Black Widow Clairvoyant with Venom the Duck, and then Scream Black, pretty much Abomination, Doctor Strange, or Black Widow Clairvoyant. If you're going with this hack specifically, if you don't have the poison immune bleed hack. So who's next? Hercules is next. So it's kind of weird. I don't think I've seen anybody use Hercules in Incursion. Let me know if you have, but we'll be using Hercules. I will try out Hercules, how Hercules is when it comes to Incursion, especially that you have 8 hacks available to you. That'll be interesting to use Hercules. And these are the hacks for Hercules. So it comes to your guaranteed hacks. You want to have Fury Burst, Second Chance, Mutually Assured Destruction, Rage into Combat. So something about Rage into Combat, I won't say it's necessary to have if you have the common hack of plus 50% stun duration and special refund. If you have those 2 hacks together, Rage into Combat is not necessary, okay? You can infinite stun opponent without rage into combat with plus 50% stun duration and special refund. But keep in mind, when it comes to common hacks, they're not guaranteed, okay? The only hacks that are guaranteed are the boss hacks, and you are guaranteed 4 of them. And if you do get a chance to get the 5, 6, 7, 8 hacks, Pyrokinetics, Proud Degeneration, so Entropic Shield, and Hemostatic Charge. So do not get Hemostatic Charge with Hercules if you don't get Entropic Shield. That is a must. Without Entropic Shield, you cannot get, don't get Hemostatic Charge because it's useless for Hercules. So go with Entropic Shield. If you don't get Hemostatic Charge, go with Buff Cornucopia instead. Fights you want to avoid with Hercules: Personal Space Regeneration, Tyranny, and Power Lock 1. Personal Space Regeneration can be an issue depending on how high rank your Hercules is and how far you are in Incursions. So, but if you're only going to zone 15 and you have a 6-star rank 5 ascended Hercules, you're running damage mastery and even boosted perhaps, then these hacks are going to be fine. You're going to be fine against personal space duration, and you can infinite stun lock them. Okay, that's the biggest issue with Hercules, because you can infinite stun opponent, but with personal space radiation, they keep regenerating so much health, you cannot out damage the regen. So, but with these hacks, and you're going only to zone 15, which has less than 2 million health, it should not be a problem if that's the case. If you're only going to zone 15, I want to emphasize that. It'll become more of an issue if you're going past, like if you're in zone 25 or beyond that. Tyranny, obviously, because Hercules is a hero, that's the fight you definitely want to avoid Hercules, and Power Lock 1. Maybe even possible to do those fights if you're a very skilled player, you have Awaken and Max Sig. That could be doable with the hacks right here that I've given you with Hercules. So what is that? Number 3 on the list is Aegon. So I've seen Seaton use Aegon, 6-star Aegon. So he does really well in Incursions. If you go far enough and you have a max ramp, there's really nothing much to Aegon. You just you build him up, you beat the game. That's it. You ramp him up, you win the game. That's all it really is when it comes to Aegon. And this is the hacks that you want to use when it comes to Aegon. Okay. So boss hacks: Second Chance, Fury Burst, Rage into Combat, Buff Cornucopia. And really, Rage into Combat isn't necessary with him. If you have special refund. If you have plus 50% stun duration and special refund, they're not guaranteed though, so keep that in mind. If you have those 2 hacks, Rage into Combat is not necessary. I guess this could depend on how far you are in Incursion as well, because you can have up to 6-second duration when it comes to his stun on his special 3. And plus 50% stun duration, that's 90 seconds. That's 9 seconds, okay? And then if you have special refund, you're going to get some power back, which is gonna should be good enough to special 3 stun lock opponent in most fights. So the duration to combat is not necessary if you have special refund and plus 50% stun duration. Okay, buff cornucopia, those are the 4 guaranteed hacks I would recommend. And then pyrokinetics, keep it going, extropic shield, hemostatic charge. So I don't recommend hemostatic charge if you don't have entropic shield. You can still hemostatic charge will still work with Aegon if you have with your special 2, but it's not as strong without entropic shield because that inflicts bleed when on your second medium attack. So fights you want to avoid with Aegon, Tyranny, and Power Lock 1. You can do those fights if you have a 6-star rank 5 ascended and you're only planning to go to zone 15 where opponent has less than 2 million health. That should not be an issue with hacks that I provided with you. So number 2 on the list is Hela. So let's look at the hacks you want to use with Hela. So these are the boss hacks you want to use with Hela. Second chance, plus 50% stun duration. If you can get it, that would be nice. Proud Degeneration, Rage in the Combat, and Buff Cornucopia. Those are the 4 hacks you really want to have with Hela. Fury Burst, Pyrokinetics, those are also good hacks. Entropic Shield and Hemostatic Charge. Keep in mind, if you do not have Entropic Shield, do not get Hemostatic Charge. That is the useless hack for her without Entropic Shield. But her attack is so high, and Hemostatic Charge is based on your attack. It's gonna do a lot of damage. I could tell you if you can get Entropic Shield with Hemostatic Charge. That's also give her an extra utility. If you don't get Entropic Shield, get Entropic Shield, and then if you don't get Hemostatic Charge, just get Strategic Movement. Fights you want to avoid with Hela, Mystic Champions, and Tranquility. So that's it. When it comes to the best champions in Incursion with hacks, I want to emphasize this is with hacks. I do think Hela is better without hacks, but you do have to pass Zone 110 Incursion for that to happen. So when it comes to Angela with hacks, she is without a doubt the best champion in Incursion. She is, I'm just gonna be straightforward, she is broken. Even though Kabam nerfed her hacks in Incursion, specifically for her, she is still without a doubt the best champion in Incursion. It's just silly. Okay, so these are the hacks you want to use with Angela. Boss hacks, Second Chance, Fury Burst, Rage in the Combat, Buff Cornucopia. Special Refund is really a must with Angela. It's going to help her so much. Plus 50% stun duration. It's also would help her. You can do medium, and then do your 5-hit combo after that. So those are the guaranteed hacks I recommend. If you can get Tidal Combat, Pyrokinetics, that will also help her. Same thing with Hela. When it comes to Angela, Entropic Shield and Hemostatic Charge. Do not get Hemostatic Charge if you don't have Entropic Shield. So that's really going to help her increase her damage. If you don't get that, I would say get Strategic Movement and True Sense for option B. Okay, with Angela. Fights you want to avoid with Angela, none. She can solo every fight in Incursion, basically. And you want proof of that? Angela can solo every fight in Incursion. I just showed you. Let me show you again, just in case. Okay, this is Angela taking on 3 fights with over 23 million health in less than 4 minutes. Okay, and look at this, Zone 90. Okay, with a 7-star rank 3, no look run. He's not even looking at the nodes when it comes to MCOC incursions. Okay, look at this, Zone 90, man. Just using Angela, that is over 260 fights, around 270 fights. Okay, just using Angela, it is ridiculous. And keep in mind, this is only a 7-star rank 3 as well. Okay, Angela can solo every fight in Incursion. I've said that many times already. And if they increase the rewards to Zone 50, they would have to nerf Angela's owning synergy with Angela and Hela, because that's how broken it is. And also, it would not be fun for Kabam to basically, I don't think it would be fun for a lot of people. For me, I'm fine with it, of course. But if you follow my channel, you would know why I love using Angela. But for some people, they don't want to use Angela because she's too simple, I guess. I don't know exactly why. But, not everybody just want to use Angela. So, she's like, if the rewards was only to zone 50, you're gonna be fighting opponents with like over 10 million health. It's just gonna be like you're only gonna be using Angela because it's just faster. You're gonna spend less revives. It's just safer, right? And it just doesn't seem fun when you don't have a lot of option. You're only using Angela or even Hela in some cases. That's why when it comes to Incursion, Angela is without a doubt the best champion in Incursion. And again, these are the hacks you want to avoid. I mean, avoid. This is a hacks you want to use. Fights you want to avoid, none. She can take on Tyranny as well. Uh, it will be a challenge for her if you don't have the right hacks. So Fear Burst you really want to have with her if you're gonna face Tyranny with Angela, okay? And as well as Pyrokinetics would really help as well. And having Entropic Shield and Hemostatic Charge, as long as they're not bleed immune, that's gonna help her as well. So Strategic Movement, they did nerf it to the ground, but that's still gonna be useful for her if you're going up against Tyranny opponent, a node. So there it is. Thank you.